President Trump is set to visit the United Kingdom tomorrow, just days after he said that the nation is in turmoil over its Brexit talks. Wilfred in London with the latest details on Brexit and the future of the EU. Very much in question, Wilfred.
Hey, Sarah. Yes, indeed. And ahead of that visit by President Trump to the UK, I asked the former UK Foreign Secretary William Hague whether he felt the Prime Minister would be able to change the President's mind when it came to tariffs and trade.
The President obviously is very set on tariffs and, disturbingly for us in the UK, of using national security grounds to justify, to legally justify under World Trade Organization rules, imposing those tariffs. That seems ridiculous to us here. Such a close ally of the United States that there's allegedly some problem for the security of the United States in us exporting steel and aluminium. So I don't think this is a sensible strategy for the United States. While they often do have a point about Chinese exports and trading practices, jeopardizing trading relations with European partners at the same time as taking that on doesn't seem to me to be the right way to do it. I certainly hope she can convince him of that, although I'm quite doubtful about it.
On the topic of Prime Minister Theresa May, I asked, given all the resignations she's faced, whether she was still the right person for the job.
I think she is applying herself with, particularly in the meeting that we saw last week at Chequers, with some statesmanship and leadership to a very, very difficult situation. That as British Prime Minister, she faces the most complex situation that we've had since the Second World War in negotiating Brexit. And she is making necessary choices and guiding her party and country to those choices. So I think it would be a great mistake to contemplate changing the occupant of Downing Street at this point.
We spoke about Brexit, and he actually felt the recent resignations of the likes of Boris Johnson make Brexit fractionally less likely, although still the overwhelmingly likely outcome. On terms of the future of the EU, it's not Brexit that's the biggest threat, but Italy.
I've always believed that the single currency will not work in its current form. A monetary union without a political and fiscal union does not work. And many Italians are saying that it's not acting in their interests. I don't know when that will happen, when it will break, but I do believe that one day that Italy will leave the euro. But I think generally what is happening across the European Union is not that it will break up, but that it is declining in its effectiveness and unity. And that will happen in the Eurozone, but it's particularly true on migration and increasingly on some other issues. It won't collapse, but it will find it harder and harder to muster the unity that it needs.
That was former UK Foreign Secretary.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.